Well, it seems that a certain element of society is so incensed by the fact that Tesla boss Elon Musk is working with Trump in the White House that they have to firebomb Tesla facilities, be that supercharger stations or dealerships, to vent their anger. Not only that, but lefties who bought Teslas to do what they thought was their bit for the environment are offloading them at massive losses. Why is this? Well, it's because leftoids' political beliefs are so tied up with their own sense of self-worth that they cannot bear to be seen in a car which might be perceived as conflicting with their ideologies. So they have to get rid of them rather than just keep driving it. The whole thing is ridiculous. The damage to Tesla facilities is inexcusable, of course, but I can't help thinking that Musk's alliance with Trump will alienate a huge chunk of his current and potential customer base, and just add even more downward pressure to the demand for EVs. It's bad news all around at the moment for the electric revolution. Welcome back to MGUY, British engineer and lawyer, now Sydney-based YouTuber. If you enjoy this video, please drop a like and let me know what you think by leaving a comment. And if you want to keep informed about all the EV and net zero insanity that we're suffering at the moment, click that subscribe button down below and enable notifications so you don't miss out on any future videos. And if you'd like to help support this channel, you could buy me a coffee at the link in the description or by scanning the QR code on screen. First to the Tesla vandalism that's spreading across the globe, as the massively pro-EV website The Driven reports. Tesla superchargers set on fire in Massachusetts, cars in Toulouse. 7 Tesla superchargers were set alight earlier this week in the US state of Massachusetts, while a dozen Teslas were reportedly incinerated at a dealership in Toulouse, with both incidents believed to be intentional arson attacks. The incidents represent a disturbing increase in the public pushback against the Tesla brand because of the politics of its CEO, Elon Musk. It follows consumer boycotts, protests outside dozens of dealerships, and reports of minor vandalism, scratching and painting cars and dealerships across Europe and the US in recent weeks. Fire officers and police in the town of Littleton, Massachusetts, responded to a Tesla supercharger station just after 1 a.m. on Monday local time, following a report from a neighbor who saw a fire. The Littleton Fire Department and Littleton Police Department observed 7 chargers with heavy fire damage. The Littleton Electric Light and Water Department then had to cut power to the devices before the fires could be extinguished. Based on available evidence, Littleton Fire, Police and State Police fire investigators collectively believe that the fire had been intentionally set. A reward of up to $5,000 has been offered for information on who set the fire. The supercharger fire reportedly took place only a few hours after a similar act of vandalism was carried out at a Tesla dealership near Toulouse, France. According to local European media outlets, a dozen Teslas were torched early on Monday morning at a Tesla showroom in the Toulouse suburb of Plaisance-du-Touche. The blaze, which is understood to be another act of arson, left 8 cars totally burnt out and another 4 cars badly damaged. Yeah, and I bet when those cars got going, there was no hope of putting them out. And as mentioned earlier, some Tesla owners are so ashamed of their cars, they're prepared to dump them at huge losses. Well, lucky for them, they've got enough money to be able to bear such losses. Others might not be so lucky. And they're buying Polestars instead. Tesla owners selling at a loss to cut ties with Elon Musk. Polestar finds traction with Tesla owners. Bradley Tim of Chelsea, Michigan, went from loving his 2018 Tesla Model 3 so much that he purchased a 2023 Tesla Model Y. Then he and his wife said they ended up so mortified by the conduct of Tesla CEO Elon Musk that they didn't want to be associated with his electric vehicle company, and sold both vehicles at a loss, switching brands. Like it or not, in our culture, branding is important, Tim said. I don't like that the things we wear and our purchases define us, but they really do. If you're driving around and other people see you driving that Tesla, even if you don't believe it should represent who you are, other people will think it does. Instead of being proud of what we were driving, it was just the opposite. Over the past year, Musk's behaviour and public comments have grown increasingly erratic, but reached peak insanity in recent days that simply required a clean break, despite the financial loss, Tim said. He isn't the only Tesla owner or investor expressing concern. Watching Musk lead efforts to make unconstitutional cuts to services such as Medicaid and Medicare that a lot of disabled people rely on, or suggesting all government employees are lazy or ripping off the system, Tim said, that all made me get rid of the car. No one could have anticipated what has unfolded since the inauguration of President Trump, or the profound lack of empathy toward fellow Americans, Tim said. When he first purchased a Tesla, he drove to Cleveland to pick it up and later invested in the company. But that initial enthusiasm waned very quickly. Initially, Tim said he put a bumper sticker on his car that said, "We didn't know about Elon Musk when we bought this." Then Tim placed a deposit on a Rivian before deciding it was too big for a couple with no kids. A friend who purchased a Polestar recommended his sales consultant. And the unlikely beneficiary is that EV manufacturer that's been struggling a bit in recent months. Greg Ostrovsky, manager of Polestar Detroit in Royal Oak, said potential customers reported feeling abandoned by the longtime clean energy advocate who waved a chainsaw at the Conservative Political Action Conference, CPAC, in National Harbor, Maryland last month to symbolize drastic job cuts led by his Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE. On February the 21st, Polestar announced their promotion until March 31st, offering Tesla owners an extra $5,000 offer on top of a $15,000 clean vehicle incentive. Even before the offer was available to our customers, we were having Tesla drivers or people considering a new Tesla saying they no longer wanted it, Ostrovsky said. Well, all those Teslas flooding onto the used market will hit residual values even more, making depreciation even more vertical than it was before, if that's possible. It all just goes to show what a crazy market the EV sector really is at the moment, and with no hope of it getting any more sane anytime soon.